panel. Do we have a World Series preview this weekend? The two best teams in baseball for one weekend, and then the All-Star break. That's how you end the first half. Also, the Yankees add an ace with 4 fewer appearances this season than Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And Victor Wembanyama's Summer League debut. Let's go around the horn.
There he is. A lot of Yankee hate on this show lately.
Merely a statement of fact, Frank. That a position player pitched for the 4th time for this team with a $300 million payroll. All right. Summer League is where hype goes to get pressure cooked, and tonight maybe blows the roof off. The first glance at Victor Wembanyama in a San Antonio Spurs uniform. Don't need to say anymore. Frank Isola, nobody knows the Summer League better than you. What does tonight mean? What does tonight not mean for Wembanyama, the Spurs, and the NBA?
Major travel screw up for me. I'm going tomorrow to Vegas. I should have been there tonight to watch Victor Wembanyama play. For me, the hype definitely is comparable to Zion Williamson 4 years ago. He also played on a Friday night on ESPN at 9 o'clock at night. The big difference was we all knew Zion Williamson. We watched every game that he played at Duke, and everyone fell in love with him, his personality, the way that he played. Victor Wembanyama is the international man of mystery. Most of us, yes, we've seen him. We've seen what he looks like. And except really highlights, we haven't seen him play. We all want to see how he does against somewhat NBA competition. I get it, it's not NBA, but it is NBA teams out there. And I think tonight for him, will we overreact if he has a dominant performance? Absolutely. Will we overreact if he's just so-so? Absolutely. That's what we do.
These aren't great points for your argument here. Give me something, Frank, an expectation.
Depending on the minutes, I think 15 points, about 8 rebounds, 5 block shots. I could see that from him.
There you go.
Remember, he did play professionally in France.
David Dennis Jr., how about you?
We are going to see Wemby on cruise control. One of the main issues that we talk about him going into the season is his health and his ability to wear and tear in this type of league. We saw it happen to Chet Holmgren last season. I know it was different circumstances, and I know it's different court and all that stuff, but a lot of people are talking about can that body hold up. And one thing you don't want to do is have an injury in this game. We're not going to see him diving for balls, not going to see him doing anything crazy and trying to, outwork anybody, but he is still in cruise control, going to look like the future of the NBA. You can bet on that.
Okay, so you're not exactly hyping the game saying put it on cruise control, but you are expecting him to look like everything we expect. Emily Kaplan, to you.
I think that expectations are sky high. I mean, this game is sold out. It might be easier for you to get a ticket to Adele or U2 in Vegas than seeing this kid play. But if there's anyone poised to handle this attention and pressure, it's him. I mean, I've been listening to a live Brian Windhorst who spent more time with Wemby than anyone here in North America. And he says that he's friends with Michael Douglas. Yes, that Michael Douglas. These are the A-list, the circles that he handles himself in. And so when you have that situation like Britney Spears that happened this week, where it's kind of awkward and it's not Wemby directly involved, it's a security guard, I look at the way that he addressed reporters. It was with a lot of humbleness. It was with a lot of maturity. He was very composed. And so I think that he's well-positioned and uniquely positioned to handle all of this attention we're about to give him.
You bring that instance up. Were you surprised he was out there speaking, that even the team put him out there?
Yes and no. I mean, just watching him in that press conference, I was just like, this looks like a veteran. Like, he didn't seem frazzled at all. He said all of the right things. Again, there was this air of humility. It's like, I didn't realize it was her until after. It was kind of cool, and I apologized to her, but I really liked the way he handled himself.
And Bill Plaschke.
David Dennis, you said cruise control. I don't want him on cruise control. You kidding me? That's the first time I've seen him. I want him double. I've predicted a double-double from him. I want him to go all out. We've been waiting for this guy for 2 years. He led the French league in points, rebounds, and blocks. And in 2 games against the G League last year, he scored averaged 37 points. Yeah. This guy's a stud. This guy's tremendous. I want to see him do it tonight. I did $200 a ticket. I don't want to see.
Listen to Plaschke here, keeping stats in Summer League games. He demands a double-double. David, back in.
Oh, that's the point. Wemby on cruise control is going to get you 18 and 10 tonight. That's the point. Is that when you see this guy trying to?
All right, and if he doesn't,
still going to be the
David Dennis Jr. Around the horn next week saying, I saw the last word after the horn.
And remember, he wanted to go to the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs have dealt with big men before. So watch tonight, because you don't know how many games you're really going to see him in Summer League. Because, again, remember, he just finished a professional season in France. But the Spurs have a way of generating a lot of interesting stories during Summer League. Remember a few years ago when Becky Hammon was the head coach of their Summer League team and had a great run then as well.
You guys are out of your mind. Look at you. You got interesting stories in Summer League. Plaschke is in a fantasy league
all
for
into
Summer
it.
League,
Let's hype this
basically.
game up.
He
It's gonna
needs
be
those
tremendous.
stats from Wembanyama tonight.
I need to see it
Another
now.
storyline from tonight is it's San Antonio versus Charlotte. So that's number 1 versus number 2. And Brandon Miller has played twice already for Charlotte. His coach said he wanted to see more motor after the first game. And in his second game, 6 points, 7 assists, 8 fouls, because they don't foul out of these games. He has more fouls and turnovers combined than points in 2 games. David, same question I asked. What does that mean, and what does it not mean here for Brandon Miller?
So in a vacuum, when you're looking at a player like Miller and you have the organization that he's going to, the Hornets, and the amount of time that he has to get better, I would say in that vacuum, it's not a huge deal. But when we're talking about what he has been through and what we've seen with him in these last few months, this guy was involved in a capital murder a few months ago. Now, we know that there's, a lot of exonerating things that say that he, was not necessarily directly involved in what happened, but there were 2 gunshots that went through his car. There are some mental strain that comes from things like that, and we have a guy who went into his second game, looked like he was folding under some of that pressure, and the tournament were looking like he was kind of folding under some of that pressure. What kind of mental health stuff are the Hornets doing to prepare this number 2 pick for this season? Those are the concerns that we're talking about beyond just the
I
stats on the
understand
court.
that. And also, we mentioned the turnovers and the fouls from the basketball perspective, David. Anything there for you?
Yeah, that looks like a rookie who's struggling early on. And again, those are sort of mental issues that you have, and you have to decide if these are just regular mental issues of a rookie or somebody who's actually going through something.
Frank Isola?
I remember watching Greg Oden and Kevin Durant play for the first time in Summer League 1 versus 2. They played in the Cox Pavilion, which is next to the Thomas and Mack Arena. Now they're selling out arena to see number 1 versus number 2. And I think what's going to happen here with Brandon Miller, all year long, should they have taken Scoot Henderson? Should they have taken Brandon Miller? I would only say this. He's 20 years old, and I get it. 15 fouls in 2 games, but you have a lot of young refs that are trying to make their mark. These games get over-officiated. It drives you nuts after a while when you watch them. So just be careful with that. And another thing, Tony, you see it all the time. Keegan Murray played in playoff games for Sacramento. He played in their 2 games in the Summer League in the California Classic, absolutely dominated. So it's still a big jump for guys, even if it's just the Summer League. The next year when you see guys who already have a year under their belt, they end up dominating Summer League.
Okay, but that final line where it's 6 points, 2 field goals, not many attempts after being asked, let me see some motor here from an assistant coach.
That's fair. And I also, people should remember, Kevin Knox, who's a good NBA player, dominated Summer League. Nate Robinson was the MVP a couple of times. Your career is not made or broken in Summer League. I'm sorry. Still, again, the thing that he has going for him, unbelievable talent, and he's only 20 years old.
Bill Plaschke, bring you in here.
Unbelievable talent, agreed, but it's problematic that he had a bad first game, and the second game he only took 4 shots. It was like he cowered against the criticism. This is a guy, remember, who was 8 for 41 in the NCAA tournament, the worst shooting percentage in 38 years of anybody who played regularly. He comes in here with question marks, and I think his mental toughness, I think his toughness under pressure is a question. And I don't need to see the stats, but you need to see the toughness, and I think we need to see that from him
So it's being
tonight.
tested right now, but you're putting a lot of stock.
Yes.
Again, I know about your fantasy league for Summer League. In that just 4 shots attempt after being asked to maybe turn it on a little bit more. Emily Kaplan, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think it's a direct correlation of how you perform in Summer League with the players that you're playing with against the competition, as Frank mentioned, the refs that you're playing against, and what it's going to look like in the regular season. That said, we can't bring the hypocrisy here. All we're talking about is Summer League right now. Frank's flying out there to go see it. It's not that days where it used to be in a high school gym and Dirk Nowitzki's joking about washing his own jerseys. This has become a thing, and there's so much attention on this guy. It's not 1 versus 2. It's always going to be 2 versus 3. Scoot Henderson's really positioned to come and have a lot of success here. And I'm just curious to see how Brandon Miller handles all of this extra attention and criticism that's on him before his NBA career even started.
Tonight, the Summer League game that Frank Isola won't be at. But you'll be there next week, Frank. It's great.
Did she say it's not a big
Way to
deal
go,
because
Frank.
I'm
Good
going?
job.
Did she just say that?
All right,
No, I'm
taking
saying
a
it's
break.
a very big
Buy or
deal.
sell
And
on
I
the other
just think that you might
side.
not go if it wasn't in Las Vegas.
We
Maybe
have
another city you might not have
Tampa,
visited.
Atlanta this weekend. Let's go.
I'll be there.
Would you go to Buffalo? Summer League in Buffalo?
It's buy or sell. Carlos Rodon's season and Yankee debut tonight. Let's start there. Could this be what turns the Yankees around? They're still hanging on to the wild card 3 by the skin of their teeth. They lost 14-1 to Baltimore last night. Infield, outfield, jack of all trades, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa made his 4th appearance in a blowout loss this year as a position player pitcher. That's how bad it's been for New York. Rodon signed for 6 years, $162 million this winter, Frank. So buy or sell that there's pressure on Rodon tonight already in his first start.
100% there is. Other than re-signing Aaron Judge, this is the biggest move that the Yankees made during the offseason. And remember, you could dominate a playoff series with 2 great starting pitchers. They have Garrett Cole. Now Rodon will be returning. Then they're playing the Cubs. Remember this, too. Here's a guy, the last 2 years, he was averaging 12 strikeouts per 9 innings. He could be dominant at times. He needs to infuse the Yankees with a big-time arm and some life, because right now this team is sort of flatlined.
Bill Plaschke.
Yeah, this is huge. The Yankees starters are 15th in ERA. The bullpen is 3rd. The bullpen's ready to go. The starters need help. This is important for them. And also, with Aaron Judge's toe injury looking worse and worse by the day, they need to get a pitching jolt. They need a jolt of energy. This is huge for
Emily
them.
Kaplan.
Yeah, I mean, of course there's pressure, but you take on that pressure when you sign a $162 million contract. And there's going to be pressure because he's not going to get any run support. The Yankees' biggest issue is their bats right now. They rank 20th in MLB run support per 9 innings. So I'm going to marriage the East and the West Coast here, being in Chicago. Like Frank said, they might have the best 1-2 punch in starters, the best bullpen, or really good bullpen, like Bill said, and that's enough to steal you a series. When you get to the
Okay,
playoffs.
but Rodon doesn't hit, and nobody's hitting for them right now. David Dennis Jr.
Well, one thing that alleviates the pressure is you can be pretty sure that he's not going to give up 14 runs. They're not going to have a 14-1 blowout tonight. So there's that can ease that. But as well as he may play in him and Cole's 2.8 ERA can be that 1-2 punch. This team is all about Aaron Judge and that toe. 12-13 without him, 30-19 with him. That is going to be determining how far they go in this season.
Frank Isola back in.
It's interesting. The Yankees signed San Francisco Giants' best pitcher. It looked like Judge may go to the Giants. He ends up returning to the Yankees. After all this, the Yankees are a half game better than the Giants. So sometimes be careful with all that free agent money you have.
We'll move on. Atlanta at Tampa. Last series of the first half, best team in the National League, best team in the American League. 58 and 57 wins, respectively. Bill, buy or sell World Series preview, and if not, which team is more likely to get to the World Series?
I'm selling the World Series preview. I still think the Dodgers are going to make a big pitching move, and they'll be in there against the Astros. Right down the Astros out. Dodgers-Astros World Series. However, this is going to be a great series this weekend. The Braves are a much better team than the Rays right now. They've won 25-30. They won 18-20. They have a 949 team OPS in the last 4 weeks. That's amazing. They're hitting the cover off the ball.
That's what Tampa was for the first 2 months, that type of OPS and that type of winning.
Tampa's not that
But
now.
Atlanta right now, the better team. Emily Kaplan, how about you?
Yeah, I'm selling the Rays right now. I just don't trust their pitching. Like, you've got a guy like Taj Bradley, who's one of the best prospects in baseball, but his last 2 outings didn't make it past the 4th inning. Allowed 4 home runs in 4 innings against Arizona. Good luck against the Braves bats.
David Dennis Jr.
Yeah, the one team that we're going to put in as a lock for the World Series, sorry, Bill, is the Atlanta Braves. As you said, 25-5 in the last 30.
I'll hold you to
7
that.
hitters with 900 OPS in the last month. The Rays are the ones that are struggling. 16-14 in their last 30. They're going to have the struggle through the second half of this season, especially with those Astros knocking on the door.
Frank Isola.
David, you have to remember, because we talked about the Yankees, Bill feels obligated to throw the Dodgers in there. That's the only reason he mentioned it. Right now, the Atlanta Braves are by far the best team in baseball. I'm always pulling for Tampa Bay because they do it organically. They're in a division where all these other teams just throw crazy money at players. But to David's point, they're starting to slump now. They've only won 16 of their last 30 games, and their pitching has been very shaky as of late.
Flashkey, can we take a moment just to enjoy that Bill had the Dodgers, Astros in the World Series right now?
Go
Astros.
And yet another Mona Lisa.
Don't win a World Series in July. They're going to be there. Mark my words.
One more story here. It's buy or sell
Astros.
three. It's Michael Vick saying Andy Reid might be the greatest coach in football history. Take a listen.
Might be one of the greatest coach of all time.
Bro,
you don't have to win championships to be considered. You know, I understand Belichick and Brady and that whole dynamic, but Coach did it in Philly, and then he did it in KC.
That's on pod with Tyreek Hill. So Hill formerly played with Reid, and so did Vick. But David, buy or sell Vick's argument there?
Okay, I'm buying why Vic would say this. Andy Reid was an important cog in his career, basically rejuvenated him when a lot of people had given up on him. But I'm selling this idea. Andy Reid did it in Philly and did it in KC, except for he didn't do it in Philly, didn't win the Super Bowl then. And of course, there's more Super Bowls with Belichick than there are with Andy Reid. It's a hard argument. Give me, in 5 years, we'll see what him and Mahomes do, and we can maybe be a little bit
Frank
closer.
Isola?
Yeah, if I'm Andy Reid, I'm thinking that's my guy, Michael Vick. I coach him, and now he's calling me one of the best coaches of all time, if not the best. Andy Reid's an incredible offensive coach, there's no doubt about it. Just like Belichick was a great defensive coach, winning a couple of Super Bowls with the Giants as defensive coordinator. But it still comes down to the rings, folks. And Bill Belichick is still here. Andy Reid could catch him, but Belichick's a little ahead of him right now.
Belichick's won 3 times as many championships as Andy Reid. It's not even close. Belichick won. Yes, he had Brady, but also he had a completely different cast in all 6 of those championships. Belichick is the GOAT.
Emily Kaplan.
Hello, recency bias. Like, is this an either-or proposition just because they're still in the league? Do we have no love for, like, I don't know, Vince Lombardi or Walsh?
Oh, okay.
Or no, like, there's a
look at
lot
that.
of great men who have coached this game. It's not just the guys that are coaching right
George
now.
Hallis.
Recency bias meets nostalgia favoritism over here for Emily Kaplan. You know, you make the argument, they've never won without Brady. They've never won without Mahomes, right? Not many guys won with multiple quarterbacks.
Bill Walsh.
Parcells did.
Bill Walsh, Steve Young, Joe Montana.
I think
Bill
Seifert
Walsh
won
did.
that one.
Recency
Gibbs
bias for
won.
my last great
I tried to
point.
get you.
Yeah, I think Flores won with different quarterbacks, but not many. All right, good call. Good. I love chopping up some all-time great football coach talk in the middle of July. Plashke, I missed a bad word from you earlier. I'm deducting a point just for your scorekeeping for the season, but it's still good enough to go to Showdown. Plashke, Kaplan next.
What was the bad word,
You have to do
Dodgers?
that now? You couldn't have waited 5 minutes?
Dodgers.
Showdown is Bill Plashke and Emily Kaplan. They've met 5 times before in this format. Plashke 3, Kaplan 2. Although in Kaplan's 2 wins, she pitched a shutout. Plashke was held scoreless. So let's go.
That's a good hockey score.
Damian Lillard had some cryptic tweets to finish out the week of Damian Lillard news. And he's responding to local radio stations, which we approve of. But people knowing so much and so little at the same time. Bill, I go to you for deciphering millennial tweets. What and who do they mean?
I'm one of the ones that knows so much and so little at the same time. I know he wants to be traded. I have no idea what that tweet means. I have no clue what he's talking about. I'm sick of all this back and forth. Just trade him already.
Emily Kaplan.
Yeah, let me millennial explain this to you. It's just after July 4th, so he's amazed by hot dogs. He's amazed by how much people know about how good they are, but how little they know by how they're actually made.
What is she talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about, Emily.
This
point.
This
That's the point.
particular player is pretty close to being a banned word on this show in the near future. We'll move on. Earlier this week, Kobe Bryant, cover of NBA 2K24. Today, WNBA 2K24, and it was announced it's Sabrina Ionescu. She said it's an honor to be able to represent the WNBA in women's basketball. We've done video game and magazine covers 100 times in the history of this show and piece of the game conversations a million times. Emily, is Ionescu the right pick this year?
Look, she's a fantastic player, and I get it, especially given her relationship to Kobe, but I feel like it should be of someone on the Las Vegas Aces. I don't know, like the reigning MVP, A'ja Wilson. That might have been a good pick.
Lasky?
Yes, it should have been A'ja Wilson, or if not her, Candace Parker. It should have been one of those other athletes. I just get so sick of the certain seeming bias for the publicity of women's basketball players, and they need to be more inclusive, and inclusive would be A'ja Wilson on the cover of that video game.
We'll split the point here, and we'll go to Showdown 3. Home Run Derby lineup and bracket, and the 3-pound chain for the winner has been revealed. There it is right there, 3 pounds. Pete Alonso, he could carry that chain on that neck. 3 pounds, no big deal for him. And Julio Rodriguez have a rematch in this one. You could also see Mookie Betts and Vlad in there. Some new bats, Adley Rutschman. And, oh man, a lot of mashers, Bill. Who are you most excited for?
Well, who do you think, Tony? Just take a guess who I'm most excited for.
He probably plays
Mookie
for
Betts.
the Dodgers, yeah.
Mookie, he's 5'9" in the home run derby. He changed his swing this year because the Dodgers wanted to get more slug out of him. This is a reborn player. I can't wait to see him.
Mm-hmm.
David down the Goliath.
Yes. Emily Kaplan?
You know, Bill, I'm actually going to pick Mookie also, but it's not because of the pressure you're putting on it. It's the 2 women in his life. His wife shamed him into doing it, saying, don't be like LeBron, never doing the dunk contest. And his mother, do you know what she said? Don't finish last. It's a lot of pressure.
All right, I don't know what to do here, but I do
Mookie.
know we're pretty close to making a certain team or players from that team a banned word for panelists. It's not a shutout.
Tony,
it's a
no.
negative total for Plasky, and Kaplan gets the win.
All right, so I golfed for the first time this week, and guys, I get it. It's a fantastic game. It is so frustrating and humbling, but also rewarding way to spend a few hours. But I'm starting to learn the etiquette. For example, when you hit a drive, don't just yell "good lie" when you don't know what that means and you can't see the ball. And when you miss a putt, don't show off your sick field hockey moves around the other balls when they're still there. Like, people don't like that.
Emily Kaplan.
He's already in early retirement.
We're off on Monday for the All-Star
Miniature golf.
Home Run Derby, so we'll see you Tuesday.
Man.